So welcome back to my animation channel. Thanks very much for joining me. Today I'm going to be doing something a bit different. I'm going to be showing some illustration work that I've been doing. So for those of you who don't know me, when I'm not animating, I'm actually illustrating. I've been a full-time illustrator for the past 25 years. So at the moment I'm doing some children's books and it's set on the coast. So I'm doing some seascapes. So I'm just going to cover my method, what I'm doing here. As with most things these days, I jump into Pinterest to get some inspiration or some reference, and this job was no different. So I gathered some pics of some coast and some sea scenes and some rocks, etc., and I'm going to be using that. I'm jumping in here. I've already started this scene here. Unfortunately, I only started recording this a bit later. So I've already set the sky and the sea, the basic sea, and I'm just building up a bit of a rockscape here with a lighthouse on it. This whole scene is going to be throughout the book. It's 16 pages or 16 illustrations in this children's book, so I'm going to be using this whole scene quite a few times. Here's the pencil roughs that I sketched up for it. I'm just blocking in some rocks here. I'm trying to keep the tones, the colors quite subdued. And I've pulled up the reference of some rocks here from Pinterest, and I'm using that mainly not for the colors really, but just for to see the shapes of the rocks and the way they crack and break up on the coast, etc. So that's what that little bit of reference is about. And I'm working these rocks up, basically keeping the light the one side, shadows the other side, and adding a bit of form to them. Jump ahead, and I've finished the sea and the sand, and I've added some clouds, etc. You can see it's pretty stylized, and I'm going to drop some seagulls in here. These are seagulls that I've been using for my OpenToonz course and the scene that I've got in that. So when you illustrate and when you animate, you want to reuse as much as you can, change it. A lot of work goes into these things, so if you can use stuff again, recycle it, then definitely that's the way to go. So I'm dropping my seagulls on, and then also there's a bit of a crossover between illustration and animation in that you can use layers like you will with animation. You can use layers in your illustrations and build up a scene like this. So start with the basic beach scene and just drop layers and layers above it. So there's a road with some railing and some grass and some bushery or shrubbery in the foreground here, and then we can drop some bins in and some seagulls and maybe some vehicles, etc. So there's quite a crossover between the illustration and animation format, the way you build things up like this. And here's some of the finished backgrounds, and then I'll be adding the characters in the story onto these backgrounds. So these are basically backgrounds for this children's book. So I hope you enjoyed this. It's just showing what I'm busy with on a day-to-day basis. Of course, I'm also creating my film and my animating with OpenToonz course. So if you haven't checked that out, please go ahead and check it out. Also, obviously, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, and you can sign up for my newsletters. And otherwise, thanks very much for joining me. Happy animating out there, and hopefully I'll see you here again soon. All the best.